die EU auf sich für Menschenrechte und Demokratie im Iran einzusetzen.
Only between December 2017 and January 2018, according to the Iranian regime, 4,982 people have been arrested. Oppositional voices claim that the true number exceeds 8,000 people, some 14 of which have lost their lives in jail without any further explanation. Whether the truth is 5,000 or more than 8,000 arrested people, humans imprisoned only because of their beliefs and their ideals, should be more than enough to raise awareness and remind us of those human rights we once agreed on.
Our father is innocent. The regime is planning to execute him very soon.
گفتن بزنید بمیرید بگید تو درگیری کشته شده.
The dispute between the regime and a society that is slowly awakening from a dream, once promised by the revolution, intensifies daily. False accusations, persecution, torture, and the imposition of the death penalty are becoming more by the week. Former hopes and dreams that the revolution will bring a brighter future for all seem to be fading away. People of all classes are starting to question the propaganda of their leaders. New ideals and a desire for personal freedom, especially with spirituality and religion, are spreading amongst Iranians. The regime is responding with arrest waves based on false accusations. To blame the so-called Sufis, or dervishes, seem to be the strategy of choice. As critics of a literal interpretation of the Quran, dervishes usually reject to live by dogmas and rather see themselves as lifelong researchers whose actions and beliefs are based on experience. A denomination of free citizens who pursue their own path to spirituality and see themselves free to form their own political opinion. Also, and probably one of the main reasons for their disfavor in the Iranian regime, is the criticism on the so-called Velayat-e Faghi, meaning the rule of the Islamic jurist. Most dervish orders support the idea that spirituality is private and should be disconnected from political systems.
People feel confined. They feel the state and religion are interfering too much in their lives. The totalitarian claim to power no longer fits with a modern society.
Hardline supporters of the Iranian establishment regard Sufism as a deviant interpretation of Shia Islam and see most of the orders as non-conformist Sufi groups. The prosecution of dervish orders in Iran has a long history. Sufis have been harassed and persecuted by their ideological opponents long before today. The largest part of the dervish orders left the country back in the 16th century and only returned to Iran after a dynasty change in the 19th century. The Ni'matollah Gonabadi order, the biggest dervish order in Iran, is particularly in the wrath of the regime. Cultivating and maintaining an open and public criticism on the dealings of the regime, this dervish order has attracted the anger of Iranian security forces and hardline establishment supporters. In consequence, several members of the Ni'matollah Gonabadi order have been attacked and arrested. One of the most influential figures is their spiritual leader Nur Ali Tabandeh, who is held under house arrest since the 20th of February. More than 400 Gonabadi dervishes have been arrested in the same wave of peaceful protests. The list of cruelties and discrimination against dissidents in Iran is endless and growing every day. Hardly any other country in the world is criticized as often by the UN for human rights violations as Iran, and this has been the case since the founding of the Islamic Republic of Iran in 1979. For 39 years, peaceful citizens, humans, have been harassed and oppressed because a hardline regime is planning to become a higher moral institution in order to gain full control over the people. The same people have lived peacefully in the beautiful country of Iran for thousands of years, contributing to the development and significantly impacting the culture of this nation. Poets, musicians, painters, and artists of all kinds have tried to spread the message of peace, freedom, and love through their works of art. The resentment against this hardline regime is growing in Iran. Protests are being held regularly, and people are growing confident to stand for their ideals and opinions. However, the resistance against a regime that is basically empowered to decide and execute whatever they want is hard and demands a lot of victims. The citizens of Iran do not have a chance to stand up against their regime, which is their political, spiritual, and judicial authority. It is no secret that the Iranian establishment regularly violates basic human rights very publicly and continuously breaches the covenants to which they have committed to in international conventions. Experts claim that deliberate economic sanctions by the European Union would help to push the Iranian establishment towards a less radical course. There might be different perspectives on the ideological dispute, but there is only one truth about human rights, and it is upon all of us to make sure that these rights are respected.
Freiheit für Iran, Freiheit für die Menschen.
Bitte hört ihr alle zu und helfen uns. Wir brauchen Ihre Hilfe. Danke.
Ich möchte Freiheit für alle politische Gefangene im Iran.